Wow, getting a lot done today. I went in, it's the 26th of December, 2 days since I found out I got the job. And I went in today and took care of all the paperwork with the Human Resources group, and then went down to the hospital and got the mandatory health stuff, including a drug test. And now I'm over here at the Wells Fargo Bank, right back there. Same bank I've used since the Pleistocene. I love this bank, and one of the reasons I like it is that, well, it's just convenient. They're friendly. The ATM withdrawals are free as long as it's not a separate bank, and they have banks everywhere, so I'll be able to use it. Sometimes I like credit unions, but this one works out good. But I've got it all done, so what I did was I wanted to get this set up now so that when it comes to the point of setting up a direct deposit for paycheck deposit, I would have a good account set up. I have an existing account set up already for that, but that's my YouTube account, so I'll keep those things separate, because my YouTube, that's my allowance. I don't get an allowance. Most men in Japan, salarymen, get a monthly or weekly stipend from their wife, and that's for their cigarettes, booze, incidentals, whatever they need. I don't get that. Instead, I get my YouTube stuff. So when it's a good month, it's a good month. When it's not, it's not. Fortunately, I don't spend much anymore, so I don't touch it much. But I thought I'd keep them separate. But we can transfer funds easily from one to another. So the new setup I did, I set up a checking and a savings account together, and nice overdraft fallback on the one to avoid excessive bank fees in the event of overdraft, which I don't think will happen with my wife controlling the checkbook much better than me. While I was in there, I was remembering an incident that happened years ago, about 2 years before we went to Japan, where I was a bit of an asshole at the Wells Fargo Bank, not this one, but the one in Ojai. And I don't even remember what the details were, but I remember that something made me unhappy, and I was giving them a hard time. I'm a different person, That person still exists, but he just doesn't come out very much anymore. He's kind of gone into retirement, thankfully. But I remember the thing that struck me, and this is kind of awkward to share with you guys, but I think it's worthwhile because it's something important. The woman countered. She was very polite, threw it out, and I remember her countering that that bank had a lot of high net worth customers. She was referring to the fact that I had a lot of money in the account, which I did at that time, and I was moving money from stock options to that account and then off to various investments. I can talk about it now because it's all gone, so it's like a thing of the past. And I remember thinking to myself, well, what did I become? What was I becoming? Was my attitude some way linked to the fact that I had a lot of money at that time? Was I taking airs of a way, or such? I can't imagine myself getting upset with just about anything like that in the bank anymore. I mean, even gross incompetence is something that you just kind of wade through and get through the other end. I'm happy to report that things like that just don't upset me anymore. I don't think that's tied to the money. I think that was tied, well, maybe, because I think it was the humility that came with losing the money, plus losing my business, plus losing my pride, better thoughts that I had of myself in the process during the latter part of 2007 to 2009. Really being reduced to having myself seriously humbled. I mean, not like some people who are humbled who have nothing, have nowhere to live. I mean, that's a whole other scale. Of course, we all know that. But I think having that happen, just that kind of stuff doesn't come up. And so I remembered that. I completely forgot about that incident until I was just in there now. And the woman was helping me. We were taking stuff, and it just kind of came back. And I remembered that day. And I remember that when it happened, at the time that it happened, I questioned what was happening. I was like, as I walked out, I thought, what was that all about? Who was that man? That asshole, me. How did I become that? What was I? I got lost. I didn't follow and pursue that track because I got lost in the necessities of making our move to Japan at that time, and it wasn't until humility was forced on me that I had to swallow that bitter pill, and I'm grateful for it. So I guess I'll stop now. Time to go meet my brother. We're gonna go meet at to talk about vehicles. Oh, by the way, did I tell you guys? Oh, I may have said I checked my credit report with my sister-in-law. She's in banking, and so she helped me get my credit information online. And it turns out that I have really good credit. I mean, not great, but I mean, good enough to buy a house, apparently. Which is surprising because although I had terrible credit in my 20s, I had recovered my credit in my 30s, and then got it bad again in the late 30s, and then in the 40s I had just sterling credit. I mean, it's hard to believe how good my credit was. And then when my business failed, and I was sucking money away to try and keep it afloat, that credit, I had a ceiling on my credit account of $28,000. My credit card, and I used all that money trying to save my business, and I ended up losing the business and losing my means of income, and I had to default on that account. I'm still paying it off. I've worked with a debt collector the second time in my life I had to do that. This guy started off pretty rough. But I guess this speaks to the first thing about how the attitudes changed. I mean, he started off pretty rough. Playing, bad cop, bad debt collector, and then at this point, he and I are kind of friends. We send each other messages for Christmas. It's like he even thanks me sometimes. He says, "Thanks for making this so easy." Now I know. We could get off into it. I know that it's possible to pay back those things sooner, but it's kind of a point with me to try and pay it all off, and I'm slowly but surely doing it. He keeps telling me that he wants to work something out to pay it off sooner. I kind of don't want to do that. I just want to pay it off, have a clear conscience. Even though he wasn't the person to whom he got the debt, and even though he paid pennies on the dollar for that debt, I think I can sleep better at night if I do that. Which is the first thing that happened. The first time that happened, the same thing happened, and I paid every cent off. I've paid everybody off, I think. If you're somewhere out there and I haven't paid you off, let me know. I will pay you off. But I paid everybody off that I've ever owed, including my dad, who helped me out with a little bit of money when my engine blew up in college. And that feels good. It's one of those things that helps me sleep good at night, even if it's not technically necessary. Well, I've wandered on and rambled on, haven't I? So now I'm going to sign off and go meet my brother. I don't feel good. Last night was Christmas dinner. Today's the 26th, if I said it right before. And I ate way too much eggnog, drank way too much eggnog spiced with brandy. And I had cheesecake, and I had more sweets in one evening than I would usually have in 2 weeks, or a month even. And I woke up this morning feeling terrible. I've been eating nothing but fruit all day today. And I'm still feeling a little bit better, but I'm feeling a little better, but still feeling pretty bad. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow I go to Torrance. I'm going to go reconnoiter Torrance with the camera, this camera. Couldn't bring my good one because I lost the plug, so no good camera videos. And then after that, tomorrow I go see my mom. The day after tomorrow. And then after that, I come home to Japan. Okay, signing off for now. Have a great day. It's hot in here. Can you believe how warm it is and beautiful? It feels like spring. See ya.